Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Gonna do a tier list update video here. I had intended to do one for EZA LR Golden Frieza, who is right here. But I just, with my trip to the Community Fest, I just wasn't able to get the video out. Now, Wrath Broly is out. I've used them enough. I know exactly the placement for Wrath Broly. We'll talk about it. Now I've got enough experience with the LRs and the new meta. There's enough of them. I could also expand it out to top 15. So let's go ahead and jump in. For number 15, I'm actually going to start with AGL UI Goku. With the way the GDC content is sort of constructed, AGL UI Goku having 100% dodge that first turn is ridiculous. And then his revive is very powerful as well. Where if you're under 77% HP, someone dies, you revive. That's very strong. It's very easy in the GDC content for UI Goku to be maybe second turn. And then, you take, 50, 60% HP damage turn 1 or something like that. And then not only is UI Goku, 100% dodge, but then, if another character on the turn dies, he could bring you back. So I did think AGL UI Goku deserved the representation here in a top 15. Next, we would go AGL Gogeta here. Now, the problem here is, it happened very quickly, but the problem is this guy, the base form. I think that this Goku is very elite, right? The Veku active skill is crazy in GDC fights. Like support, the dodge, this right here, ridiculous ability. This guy is awesome, but we got to get until turn 4. In a lot of the new Supreme Magnificent Battle, the GDC special battle, it's just very difficult for this guy to get to this guy, because Vegeta, I mean, I was bringing it up over and over and over when this guy first came out, that, the double guard, and then of course people really, started picking up with that when the GDC fights happen. But, this guard right here, and then he's also got guard right here, is not equivalent to Tech Goku having damage reduction in this spot and damage reduction right there, which would stack. But obviously the guard does not stack. What they should have done, this should have been damage reduction. 40% damage reduction, 50% damage reduction, maybe even higher, 70% damage reduction. That's what this should have been, right? Rather than double guard, just give him the damage reduction, just like Tech Goku's got. This could still be guard, but this for the first 3 turns should have been damage reduction. That alone would have catapulted this character up, because I do like the Gogeta fusion is better than Vegito. Really, Vegito in specific like red zone type environments and stuff like that. By the way, this is flashing too quick. Calm down. In like specific environments, like Vegito with his active, of course, is ridiculous. I think Vegito would probably be my pick for the best character in the festival battles as well. Because at the end of it, you have the Vegito boss, who will triple super you, and he's doing 24.5 million damage supers, right? And then Tech Vegito with his active, you could kind of just wipe him away and skip that phase, which I think is really huge. So this Gogeta is very, very good. But Vegeta, it's the Vegeta is the issue with this character. Vegeta is why this character is kind of like down here low, right? Next, I would actually grab Vegeta and Trunks. Vegeta and Trunks, I mean, they're kind of like Wrath. Actually, like Wrath Broly. That actually is a good example of a character that can perform in like the GDC content and stuff like that, but they're not geared towards it. Lately Dokkan has been dropping these festival battle missions. They gave us this character. They also gave us the Broly. They're giving us a few characters who are really good for festival battles. If you guys are curious, it's, one of the hardest fights in the game by far. I would argue, just for like, Ren and Stimpy, the two, casual Dokkan players, festival battles is way harder than any other fight in the game. Way harder. Triple the difficulty of the Goku Black and Zamasu fight, right? Like, now what I'm saying is, like, take Iron Cane. Iron Cane could never beat festival battles if he wasn't kind of like getting, like his chat telling him what to do, or like me helping him or something like that. That's no disrespect to Iron Cane. But festival battles, because of the charge counts, you need such a knowledge of everything going on that it is just, you cannot easily, casually get through festival battles. Right? You can't. But a super experienced player who's, you know, very versed in all the character's abilities, and, you know, you have good knowledge of what the boss is doing, and, you know, you can kind of work around with the charge counts and stuff like that, you know, to a very experienced player, I think it is valid to say, like, the Goku Black and Zamasu fight is harder. I think so. But Festival is crazy. And, again, like, it's just, you know, that's the latest in line of fights. The truly most difficult fights ever always have people crying, right? Red Zone Fusion Zamasu. Red Zone Broly did not have nearly the amount of tears, but the reason is because it didn't come out on Global at the same time. Had it, Red Zone Broly would be like would be looked at as the Satan fight. I'm telling you. If it would have came out on Global at the same time, oh my god. People would hate that. They'd hate Broly so much, but you know, it was 6 months later. Global had many, you know, extra characters, so it wasn't as bad. It's still very difficult, but not as bad. But Vegeta and Trunks, they completely dominate, decimate, and obliterate Festival Battle. And, I mean, I think this character has a huge thing, too, where they make Festival Battles more fun. Because you could use non-stacking characters with this, right? I really, like, we're going to do a lot more videos, you know, characters utilizing their ability. It's such a bummer that Wrath Broly is not, like, he doesn't share a team with them. It sucks. Hopefully we'll get a team where we can do that. So there's Vegeta and Trunks. Next, I'm going to grab Tech Goku. Tech Vegito. Yeah, right here. I think, so Goku base way better than the Vegeta. Not even close. Because again, he's got the damage reduction, and then he's got the damage reduction, and then he's got damage reduction, right? This is exactly like what Vegeta should have had, basically, right? Is this. Like, it would have made such a difference for that AGL Vegeta. So this guy's really good, but he obviously can be weak to locking AoEs, mechanics which are prevalent all over the GDC fights and stuff. I do like this guy, but I don't like him nearly as much as the Goku. Obviously, if he's in slot 1, though, you know, 70% damage reduction and guard and potentially a lot of defense as he's stacking, though, this guy can be really, really good. Now, Vegito... Vegito. The thing with Vegito is he's not really that good in a lot of fights right now, unless he's able to stack a lot of defense first. But, I mean, if the 10th anniversary fusions, they would be so unbalanced. Like, if their defensive forms came first, would they still be, like, 1 and 2? Vegito and Gogeta? I kind of, like... There would be nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, the anniversary characters dominating all year. I think, like, anniversary characters or GDC characters, you know, being the dominant characters, is good. Because remember, basically now we have 2 anniversaries. GDC is celebrating the global anniversary, and, you know, they're calling it, like, the Supreme Celebration or whatever is the JP anniversary. I mean, if all the GDC characters, I think, are the best characters in the game, right? So, I mean, it is still anniversary characters who are running this shit, right? But Vegito, his active turn at the end of Festival Battles, I think, is like the strongest trump card, the strongest tool you could use in Festival Battles. So definitely keep that in mind. But in a lot of regular fights, like if we're in the special battle fights with this guy will get toasted by, you know, all of those ridiculously tough bosses, right? Because, you know, he's a little flimsy compared to Gogeta, who is, you know, a supreme defensive juggernaut. This guy is, right? And his active is crazy and stuff. But I think it's much easier to use this character in GDC fights, because Goku is just way better than the Vegeta. And then, you know, remember, Tech Vegito does have the best turn, I think, in Festival Battles that we could rock. Okay, so next, I'm just going to grab the next 2, is Super Saiyan 3/4 Goku and Wrath Broly. Honestly, I think this is really close. Like, if you want to put Wrath Broly at like, if you want to swap these 2, it's just straight up valid. I think it's really close. This guy is kind of like, like, he's made for Festival. Like, the way he dominates Festival, I have not lost using this guy. Every time I've gone in a festival with this guy, I've won easily. Like, this guy is just, he's different, man. He's different in there. What he does is create, like, that Gogeta phase, 2 billion HP, this guy will kill it. Like, he could kill it in, like, 1 turn easily. Like, it's insane what this Broly can do. And I've had bad luck, too. I'm telling you guys, the lion's share of his power is generated right here. This is the ability. If you get a run where he gets targeted with, you know, like 25 supers or something, oh my god, I can only imagine, dude. Because, like, I showed it in the video here. Like, if we could click here. So this is like the hardest mission in the game. And then I come back in. I was incredibly monster frustrated, chat, because I kept having turns. That one we did manage to get him targeted with the super attack, but, like, you know, in this, you know, hardest, you know, mission ever video, it was just like 30 turns in a row, I was just never getting supers aimed at him, right? Like, couldn't get a super attack right there, and then I just keep going, no super right there, like, over and over and over and over again. I just couldn't. Look at this. All these turns are no super attacks are able to be aimed at Broly, because Broly does so much damage in there. So one of these days, we're going to do a run that's going to break perfectly, where all these super attacks are going to be aimed at Broly, and it's going to be really filthy, right? Now this guy, okay, so Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Broly is just straight up way better than this guy right here, right? I think in both GDC content and in Festival, Broly is just better than this guy. Although, I mean, you don't want to disrespect this, and you also don't want to disrespect this. But I think Broly is just so much, like, Broly is like the power crept version of this guy without support. Right, like, is the way I describe it. But if you wanted to argue this guy over Broly, which I think is valid, it's because of this guy. You know, if he gives you good luck with his dodging, he's got a 70% chance, which is good. He can potentially be better in GDC fights. You know, remember, you do have the Great Ape transformation as well, which a lot of times can serve as a team protector mechanic for 1 turn. So it's like, it's close, but I judge this character as an intended for festival type character with Super Saiyan 4 Goku and a stacking and stuff. And I just feel like Broly does the job better. Broly is a little underrated by most people in the GDC fights, but don't twist that to me saying that, oh my god, he's some crazy option. Like, he could be caught pretty easily, but he does have a ridiculously powerful active skill right here. A lot of people in my comments were kind of not getting what I was saying. But, well, I mean, defensively, he's going to be looking pretty good with this. But against, like, fully built up Goku Black, or, you know, Gohan and the Gohan, Goten, and Trunks fight on turn 5 or 6 or something, like, Broly would still die even with this up. But it's the Scouter, dude. This guy has a turn 3 Scouter. Like, that will literally, like, the reason the Goku Black and Zamasu fight is so hard is because Goku Black is completely random with his super attack. No matter what, he always supers, but it's completely random. You most of the time, I assume it's going to be in slot 3, but you never know. And that's what makes the difficulty so hard with that Goku Black, because you can't predict where he's going to super. So Broly having a Scouter on turn 3, right, just a second turn, is pretty massive. So I kind of like this right here. At this, like, grouping, like there, you can rearrange some of these characters here for sure. Okay. Next is AGL LR Golden Frieza. I don't think I really need to spend too much time talking about this guy right here. He's just ridiculously busted strong defensively right away. This is where it does become difficult too, because this guy's not really an option in festival battles. He would be, and most characters would be way better. What dude, I am pleading with Dokkan, please give us the villain version of this. Please give us the villain version of this, dude. Like, like one of these villain characters on, like, a lot of teams that has this ability. So that way we can really, oh, whoops, well, I revealed that the gods are next. I mean, not a big deal. But, that way we can really begin to spread our wings using villain characters in festival battles, right? Like, The Omega team, if you use a lot of items and use it correctly, the Omega team can beat festival battles. But you know, you guys know, like I typically am kind of judging without items and you know using without items, stuff like that. If we had a villain version of Vegeta and Trunks, like you know, we like right now, Gold and Frieza. The reason the gods are in front of Gold and Frieza is because, I mean, they are an actual option in festival battles, whereas Gold and Frieza's not, unfortunately. Gold and Frieza doesn't have a team of Vegeta and Trunks besides, I believe, Battle of Fate, but I don't like Goku and Frieza in that fight. I mean, I guess Vegeta and Trunks will help them quite a bit, but yeah, Gold and Frieza, very strong defensively. I mean, like up to like turn 5, this guy feels like he does not really take damage. Then, you know, deeper in the fight, you start moving on the slot 2 or slot 3. I would love to see this guy in slot 3 on turn 70 in festival battles with a villain Vegeta and Trunks building him up. I'd love that, dude. This guy potentially could be so much fun. But, you know, we'll see when they're going to do that. Again, the gods, Gold and Frieza is better than the gods in the GDC content. This character, man, is... I would almost say this character is overrated more than anything. I'm sorry, but like Physical Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who's next? Okay. There is a huge gap between these two. It's not even close. People will say, oh, it's so similar. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. Because, I mean, in base, yeah, they're the same unit, for sure. But once you transform, they did not give the gods enough. Like, I don't, like, maybe that's almost like a silly thing to say, but it's just like, I don't, dude, the gods do not match what this guy does at all. They do way less damage. It's just, I don't, I find it frustrating. So, I mean, using the gods on the Golden Frieza and Gogeta team just really shows how not that crazy they are unless we're really, like, in festival battles stacking or something like that. I just have not really been too impressed with them in most runs that we do. Like, I will always run the gods on, you know, that Movie Hero / Movie Boss team. We have to, but they're never really helping us win. They're like Gogeta. It is so fucking rare to ever see this guy die. The way they set him up with his guard, his damage reduction, and his counter, it is so difficult for this Gogeta to get killed, man. It's so rare. It's actually only happened to every character dies like crazy. Kind of except for this guy. Like, once he transforms, it is so difficult for bosses to crack this guy's shell. And the gods do not have that. At all. No way. They die a lot. I've found them to die a lot. So, it's just not close. It's not close. This Gogeta, the Scouter plus counter combo they gave him, it's obscene. Right, this guy is so good. But I think a lot of all the GDC summonable LRs are just like so nutty. Here we have Gohan. Now the next couple of characters, I don't actually think this has not changed. We could just reveal the whole thing right now. We could just do that, like reveal the whole thing. All of these like GDC characters are just really so very crazy. I think they did like it's the GDC. Without a doubt, has the strongest overall characters I think we have ever seen. Like, I would say easily. Let's do that, and then I need Golden Frieza. There he is right there. So this is what we're doing. This is gonna be the top 15 that we're gonna be rocking. Okay, so quickly, this character is ridiculous. I think the Trunks and Goten, once we get over to them, they kind of feel like almost like the most explosive character. A lot of the times their dodge is either 100% or very, very, very high. It is incredibly difficult for this character to get killed, and they just do so much damage. They're permanently buffing the youth team if you're running a full youth team, which you pretty much have to do to be running them. This character is crazy, but the youth team, I mean, can take a lot of L's. Sometimes it can be difficult to even see Trunks and Goten. If I could pick who the next Dokkan Fest was, I now feel like I want a youth character to be the next Dokkan Fest. So I don't know. Is there anyone that jumps off the page? I would like the next Dokkan Fest to be a youth category character. I don't know, though. Who? Because, like, we've done so much Gotenks. Like, Kid Gohan from Namek, maybe? Or, I don't know. Maybe Armor Gohan could be a Dokkan Fest. That could be fun. Maybe a Kid Bulma. Yeah, like Bulma from OG Dragon Ball could work. I don't think Brawl would get a Dokkan Fest / Bulla. Maybe Pan could get another Dokkan Fest. I suppose they could do that. But my point is, I would just love to see this team get buffed. I'd love it so much. This character's really good. This is Dokkan Twitter has this thing where, all right, we're waking up today, we got to find a character to hate. Like, if we're not pushing hate towards a character, we're not doing our jobs on Dokkan Twitter. Just a little while ago, people were hating on this character very hard. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because people were building them like full crit or some stupid shit or something. I mean, this character needs to be full dodge because remember, dodge will activate this, and then Gogeta's a dodge character. So this is the most obvious full dodge character of all time. But I love the setup on this. To me, this is maybe the most fun unit in Dokkan, I think. Because I really like how you can run them on villain and superclass teams. I like how Golden Frieza, you could pop his active, you could see all the fights going and save his active, instead use Gogeta's active, or you could use Frieza's active to create a target mechanic, and then this guy, the first time he shows up, you usually have 10 plus orbs. You can, use Frieza's target mechanic, go to Gogeta, and he's got 100% dodge and a target mechanic. Like, the character's got a lot of tech, is hugely valuable. I have actually gotten value from this too, by the way. Right? I love this character. But, I mean, they can be caught. Like, Frieza, in some of these earlier stages, can have kind of the same issues that, Wrath Broly and Vegeta and Trunks could have. Where, like, they kind of got to do a little bit of build-up. And, I mean, you go into those GDC fights, you don't really have a ton of time for build-up, right? Then Rose. Rose is another pick for me of a ridiculously, stupidly underrated character. People act like you must run this character on Super Bosses. They fucking forget that this dude is like pretty much individually the strongest character on Omega Shenron's team. I, at this point, feel like I have to give the nod to Omega because his support is just, like, he just, like, you look at the monster attack stats Omega does, 70, 80, 90 million. Sometimes you could do 100 million very quickly. And these are guaranteed crits. He has, like, some of the freest guaranteed crits ever. I've missed this, like, 4 times. Using this guy, like, hundreds of times, right? Like, it's insane. But then you think about all the damage he's given the team between his intro and then also his active. These GDC fights, you want to put the fucking boss away quick or else they will kill you. And Omega does that. Him and his team, he can put the fight away quick. Rose is so necessary as a powerful slot 1. I found that AGL Golden Frieza could work as a powerful slot 1. So now, Omega Shenron, there's less burden, and Tex and Shenron too. There's less, you could maybe do Fat Boo in slot 1 early on. I feel like with AGL Golden Frieza now, there's even less burden for Omega to be in slot 1, right? Because everyone always says this thing where, well, of course, you had him in slot 1, but, like, it's like, then you look, it's like, who the fuck else am I supposed to put in slot 1, right? Like, it's like, they don't even think about what they're saying sometimes. But now, Omega, they did like, Omega is one of the best releases ever in Dokkan history. The way that they created a villain, and he's got a strong villain team, and then they didn't go, okay, cool, guys, have fun. They said, what if we fucking spam 50 characters for him every second, which is exactly what they should have done, right? So that's huge. Omega, like, every other week is just another really powerful character getting added to his team. Like the Golden Frieza and Gogeta, LR Golden Frieza. That's exactly what they must do. Because there's always going to be more superclass characters than villains. It's just how it is. Like, these are the characters that run Dragon Ball, right? Like, people get tired of fusion stuff, sure. But then, again, when, we see this guy's animations, there's no excitement like we've ever seen, like, with this guy, right? Like, it's the Saiyans and the fusions run the game. There's way more of them. They're always going to be pushing them more. That's why when they do villains, they need to do it correctly. I think these guys, they did. Super Bosses has gotten improved, of course, too, with Wrath Broly and Golden Frieza and Gogeta. Still not the craziest team, but remember, this guy could be run on the future team. Like, people think that you need to run a full villain team with this guy, which is ridiculous. People have still never read this guy's fucking kit. Even, like, months later, they've still never read his kit. That if you have a future Saga ally next to him, he's good, right? They've still never read this fucker's kit. One day they will, right? Because all it takes... You ready? You ready for this? So look at this buff. You need 3... So 3 Extreme Class Ally or 3 Future Saga Ally. Blue Goku Lead, Blue Goku Friend, and Goku Black. Boom. You have your 3. That's literally all it takes. But like people are just like, I don't know that. I can't read. So like, yeah, Rose is ridiculous. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I feel like we don't need to spend too much time talking about him. What's funny, what I've found to be this guy's strongest asset is his damage. Like, he does, like, the APT cats have got to hold this guy on a pedestal. Like, there's no way. Because he just comes out and he's doing guaranteed crits, 50 guaranteed supers, and then you get touched one time and then you have the fucking Dragon Fist next turn. Like, it's, dude, like, this guy is like the damage king, right? And that's why him and Omega are both so good in the GDC fights, because they come out of the gate right away and they are doing the most damage in the game, like those two characters. Like, they are just blitzing, like, these bosses. And then this character, I'm pretty, I think, relaxed. So, like, if you have Omega at 1, valid. I think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta at 1 is valid, right? Like, there's, like, little windows. Like, Rose, I think, could be anywhere from, like, 2 to 6 or something. Like, there's, like, a lot of times people will look at a tier list and, like, they'll fucking cry over one spot. Like, I'm sure there will be quotes on this of seeing, oh my god, Broly's ahead of Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Dude, they're right fucking next to each other. Who cares? You put Goku right there, it's not a big deal. The thing where tier lists look fucking stupid is when you see the gods at 3, right? That's when you know a tier list is absolute shit and it's terrible, right? There's little windows. Like, when I'm looking at someone else's tier list, I'm like, okay, the blues are not, like, fucking 5 on their list, right? The gods are not at 3, right? Vegeta and Trunks is not 2, right? Something like that is what I'm looking for. Oftentimes, because remember, people are never going to drop tier lists that you 100% agree with. Of course, we all have different, like, values for all this stuff. But to me, the blues, I feel like, are the strongest across the entire game. This character. It is so difficult for this character to die with the 80% dodge, 70% damage reduction, which is just insanity, dude. And then if you get to turn 4, you pop the Vegeta and Trunks active skill, and then this character's guarding, and I mean, they're outright tank. They could tank the festival battles and bosses. They do ridiculous. Like, I just love this. This character is so good. To me, like, I could see Omega at 1. I could see Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in the discussion. But to me, the blues are just so clearly number 1. Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta. I think they're so clearly number 1. It's so funny because, like, I mean, people, oh my god, they're the greatest fumble ever. I mean, yeah, I wish we could use Vegito Blue, right? Like, if we could transform into Vegito Blue, we'd, have a battle motion for him and shit like that, 100%, right? For sure. But, like, this character ended up, I think, being the best character in the game. And, I mean, they're probably not gonna get replaced as best character in the game. I mean, maybe until 11th anniversary. Maybe in December. I mean, if they drop Super Saiyan 4 Goku randomly, from Daima, I could see him being better. Maybe like some of the New Year's stuff, or maybe the Carnival in December, I think could be better. But remember, for the most part now, I like like the October LR is not just gonna randomly be number 1 overall, right? So, I mean, like, these GDC LRs right here, they're running shit for the next year, like the rest of the year, I think. So, all right, guys, there we go. Yep. Again, with enough experience in the GDC content, and now kind of the first character off, by the way, is Tien. I was going back and forth between UI Goku and Tien, and I decided to go with UI Goku, but Tien could be right there. Or right here, or something like that. Like, Tien could be up here for sure. So, keep that in mind. All right, guys. We'll end right here. Here, let me end on a nice little shot where we've got the whole thing right there. Yep. Let me know what you guys think of the top 15 LRs in the game. Thank you guys for watching. And I will... What am I going to do, guys? I'm going to catch you guys next time.